My whole life damn near fell apart behind one tiny birthday card. If I ain't never stick my hand in that jacket pocket, I would have gone to my grave thinking I was the only wife that man ever had. I'm 76 now. My hands shake when I pour my tea. My memory be playing tricks on me sometime. But this right here, this day, baby, I remember it clear as hell. Back then, I was 16, soft, naive, desperate for somebody to love me right. Donnell was everything a broke little girl like me thought was a blessing. Tall, fine, warm brown eyes, and a voice that made you feel safe just hearing it from down the hall. He chose me, the girl wearing hand-me-down dresses and shoes that was one step from giving out. When he smiled at me, I swore God himself was like, here you go, baby. We got married quick, too damn quick. Folks whispered, that's real fast. But when you young, you think fast mean love, not a big red flag. For a minute, I really believed I escaped that lonely, creaky house I grew up in. But even early on, cracks was showing. Little hairline fractures I pretended I ain't see. The biggest crack had a whole name, Monique. She was his sister, sick, fragile, struggling down in Atlanta all by herself. Every single month, like clockwork, Darnell would send her a big chunk of his paycheck, even when our babies had on shoes with holes, even when I was thinning out the soup so everybody but me could eat. Anytime I paused, he'd hit me with, she family. What kind of a man would I be if I let her go without? And me? I wanted so damn bad to believe I married a good man. So I swallowed all my doubts like nasty medicine and called it trust. Then one morning, everything flipped. The house smelled like cheap soap and ironing steam. I was packing Darnell's clothes for another week-long Florida run. I knew that routine like the back of my hand. Fold, smooth, tuck, and pray he come home alive. I stuck my hand inside his jacket pocket and felt paper. I thought it was a receipt, maybe a little work note, but no, it was a handmade birthday card, thick paper, childish little hearts, and flowers all over it. At first I smiled, then I opened it. Happy birthday, my love. May God protect you for our family. With all our love, Monique and Destiny. My love, our family, and that name, Destiny. We ain't no damn destiny. Something inside me ripped, not slow, not soft, like somebody grabbed my heart with both hands and twisted hard. I read that card again and again and again. My tears blurred the ink, but the hurt, baby, the hurt got sharper. My legs went weak. I had to sit on the bed before I hit the floor. For a split second, I tried to lie to myself. Maybe it's not what it looked like. Maybe our family means something else. Maybe, but I wasn't stupid, just scared as hell. That night, I acted normal, cooked dinner, laughed at when the kids laugh, folded his shirts like I ain't just see evidence my life was a lie. In our tiny bedroom, he kissed my forehead. I almost asked him right then. The words was heavy as bricks sitting on my tongue. But women back then, we was raised on silence. Good wives don't accuse. Good wives don't snoop. Good wives shut the hell up and endure. So I hid that card in my apron pocket and pretended my whole world didn't just crack open. But fate don't wait for courage. 2 days later, the phone rang. I remember the sound, loud, metal-like, echoing through that little kitchen. Hello? Man on the phone said, this Loretta? Yes. We from the transport company, and we need Darnell for an urgent Florida shipment. I frowned. He already in Florida. A pause, a long one, heavy as sin. Ma'am, your husband ain't been on no Florida route in weeks. The whole room tilted. The wall behind the stove felt like it was breathing. I hung up, but I don't remember how. My hands went numb. That card in my apron felt like a whole brick. For the first time since I married that man, a cold, ugly thought crawled into my mind. Maybe I don't know the man I'm sleeping next to at all. And baby, if you think that was the worst part, no man, that was just the damn fuse. The morning I left for Atlanta, the sky was this heavy, dull gray. Like even God was sitting quiet, watching what was about to go down. I tucked that birthday card in my purse right up against my chest, like it was some cursed object I couldn't let go of. I kissed my kids goodbye like I was headed into battle, because honestly, I was. At the Greyhound station, my hands was shaking so bad. I dropped my ticket twice. Some old man nearby bent down, picked it up, handed it to me gentle. You all right, ma'am? I lied. Yeah, I'm fine. The bus ride felt like forever and a half. My mind was loud, messy, mean. What if she really is sick? What if I'm tripping? What if I'm being dramatic? And I went and embarrassed my damn self. But beneath all that noise, something deep in me was whispering real soft. You not going for answers, baby. You going for confirmation. When I finally got to Atlanta and walked through that neighborhood, I swear my whole chest tightened. It was nice. Quiet street, trees lined up all pretty, fresh paint everywhere, folks jogging, dogs walking around like they pay rent. Not a damn thing about it said, sick, suffering woman. I checked the address again. Same exact one Darnell gave me. My stomach dropped when I saw the house. Small, cute, painted this soft mustard yellow with flowers sitting in the windows like they ain't never seen struggle a day in their life. Then I saw the sign on the side door, Atelier Monique, custom clothing. A whole sewing boutique, warm, creative, thriving. Not a hospital bed, not a wheelchair ramp, not a single sign of sickness. My heartbeat got loud, like bass drum loud, ringing in my ears. Then the front door opened. But it wasn't Darnell. It wasn't Monique either. It was this older lady carrying a laundry basket. I cleared my throat, tried to steady my voice. Excuse me, I'm looking for Monique. Is this her place? She smiled like it was the most normal question in the world. Oh, yes, baby. Monique works from right here. Sweet woman got herself a handsome husband. Beautiful little girl. They such a happy family. My face must have fallen hard because she stopped and said, You okay, sweetheart? Happy little family. That phrase punched me right in my ribs. Before I could even find words, a child's voice came from inside. Mama, Daddy's here. And that's when I heard it. Two sets of footsteps, one light, one heavy. The exact rhythm I'd heard in my own damn house for years. The older woman stepped aside. They in the shop, baby. Go on. I walked to that yellow painted side door. Every step felt like I was dragging an anchor. I pushed the door open. A little bell jingled soft. Inside smelled like fabric, lavender, and somebody's peaceful ass life. Then she ran out. A little girl, maybe 4 or 5. Braids kind of messy, small sneakers, bright smile, and the eyes. Lord, those eyes, same exact eyes as my oldest son. Same shape, same brown, same everything. She grinned at me. Hi, you here to see me, mama, or my daddy? Daddy. That single word hit me like somebody threw a brick at my chest. Before I could make my mouth work, I heard the heavy footsteps, and he walked out. Darnell, my husband, the man who swore he was in Florida, standing behind the counter like he owned the damn place. When he saw me, he froze. Face went pale. Mouth opened like he wanted to speak, but nothing came out. He looked like a man who just saw his double life walk through the front door. Then she walked in behind him. Monique, older than me, pretty, held herself like she had confidence for days, wearing a fitted dress, fabric rolls in her arms. When her eyes hit mine, her whole expression cracked. She wasn't confused, not even a little. She knew exactly who I was. Loretta, she whispered. My name in her mouth felt like a betrayal all by itself. I held up that birthday card like it was evidence in a murder case. I think this yours, I said. My voice ain't even sound like me no more. Destiny, the lily girl, clung to the counter, her eyes big and confused. She tugged Darnell's sleeve. Daddy. Who that lady? Daddy. Again. Each time it felt like a hammer hitting the same bone. The whole room went dead silent. So silent I could hear a clock ticking somewhere in the back. And in that quiet, the truth screamed louder than anything. This wasn't his sister. This wasn't Charity. This was his real life, his second home, his second family. And I was the extra. People think heartbreak come loud, yelling, throwing stuff, slamming doors. But mine started in a whisper. Destiny tugged on Monique's dress again, voice shaky. Daddy, who is she? The way she said, Daddy made something inside me just fold, break, freeze. I could have hated that little girl, but I didn't, couldn't. She was innocent, caught in something way bigger than her. Monique put the fabric down real slow, eyes stuck on the birthday card in my hand. That's, her voice cracked. That's a card from Destiny's birthday. How did you? I cut her off, still weirdly calm. She found it in his jacket, I said, next to the suit I ironed for his Florida run. Her head snapped toward Darnell so hard I thought she was going hurt herself. Florida, she repeated, bitter as hell. You told me you was going to see your brother. You said your family needed you. I stared at him too. For the first time ever, it was me and her on the same team, standing side by side, realizing we was facing the same damn monster. How long? I asked. My voice wasn't loud, wasn't shaky, just tired, worn, done. He wouldn't even meet my eyes. He just stared at the floor. Then he whispered it. 14 years. 14 years. Me and him had been married 12. My knees damn near gave out. I grabbed the back of a chair to keep myself from falling. So when you slid that ring on my finger, I said slow, you was already somebody else's man. He tried to step toward me. I stepped back like he was poison. Monique's face twisted, anger, disbelief, heartbreak, all at once. You told me you were a widower, she said, voice breaking. You said your wife died young. You said you couldn't remarry because of paperwork. You made me feel selfish for even asking. Widower. So all this time, somewhere in Atlanta, people probably been whispering, poor Darnell. Man lost his wife young while I was at home cooking his meals, washing his clothes, rocking his kids when they cried for him. My nose burned, vision blurred. And the money I forced out, the money you claimed was going to your sick sister, that was for them, wasn't it? For this house, this shop, this child. He didn't deny it, didn't argue, didn't say a damn word. Monique looked at him like he stabbed her in the chest. You told me your nephew was sick, she whispered. You told me your brother's family needed help. You made me proud of us for sacrificing. The silence after that, ugliest thing I ever heard in my life. Two women standing there realizing our love, our time, our money, our entire lives had been feeding the same lie. My legs shook. I sat down, then forced myself back up. I refused to collapse in front of him. You didn't just lie, I said, voice quiet but sharp. You built a whole damn empire on our backs. 2 kitchens, 2 beds, 2 tables, 2 sets of kids, so all thinking they was your only world. His face twisted like he wanted to cry. He reached out his hand like a drowning man reaching for anything. I love you both, he said. I love all of you. I never meant, I laughed. A broken, sharp little laugh that hurt my own throat. Love, I spat. Boy, you don't love 2 women. You collect them. You don't love 2 family. You just feed your ego with them. Monique dropped into a chair, sobbing hard. Destiny crawled into her lap, crying too. Daddy, she sobbed, are you leaving us? He stepped toward her like he wanted to hug her, but his hands just hung there in the air, useless. That moment, that hurt worse than if he slapped me. Then I delivered the final blow. Darnell, I said, voice low, steady, deadly. I'm pregnant. The whole room fell dead silent. Even the air felt like it froze. His head shot up. Monique stopped crying for half a second. Even Destiny's little hiccup stopped. You you having another baby? Monique whispered. I nodded, hand moving to my stomach on its own. He didn't know, I added, had no clue. The panic on his face, real, not the fake guilt he tried earlier. I straightened up, even though my knees felt like water. Listen close, I said. When I walk out that door, I ain't your wife no more. You ain't coming back to my house. You ain't confusing my kids. You ain't dragging your lies through my front door again. He tried again. Loretta, please, we can. No, I snapped. You didn't choose a one of us. You abandoned 2 queens trying to play king in a kingdom made out of lies. I turned to Monique. She was ruined, but she wasn't my enemy. Never had been. I'm sorry you found out like this, I said soft. You ain't deserved this. Neither did I. Then I knelt in front of Destiny, wiped her little tear with my thumb. You didn't do nothing wrong, baby. None of this your fault. I stood up, heart beating out my chest, walked to the yellow door, and closed it behind me. Not slammed, just closed. But inside me, it sounded like a whole coffin lid shutting. The bus ride back to Macon felt like I was carrying a whole dead life on my back, not Darnell's body, but the body of the life I thought I had. I sat by the window watching fields and trees blur past in streaks of green and gray. My reflection stared back at me, with that thing at me, puffy eyes and pale looking, hair all over the place. I barely recognized the woman staring at me. I didn't cry loud. Hit. Now my grief came out in them silent little tremors, the kind that shake you from the inside out, the kind that do the most damage. When I got home, everything looked the same. The chipped plate on the table, the crooked curtain, the shoes sitting by the door. But I wasn't the same woman who walked out that house before. Not even close. That night I tucked the kids into bed. My oldest son looked up at me with them big innocent eyes. Mama, when daddy coming home? Soon, I lied. Go on to sleep, baby. Soon. That was the last time I ever used that word for him. After they fell asleep, I went into the kitchen, shut the door, slid down the wall, and cried till my whole body hurt. Not the loud, sobbing kind. The kind where you can't breathe, where your chest feel hollow and your soul feels scraped raw. The next few days, worse. On Tuesday, the phone rang. Same company, different energy. Ma'am, Darnell resigned, left without notice. We're sorry. Sorry, ain't that something? A word so small it don't fix a damn thing. Then the bills started hitting like punches. Rent, lights, groceries, stuff I couldn't afford alone. At the market, 2 women whispered just loud enough So I'd hear, she must have done something. Men don't just leave for no reason. She always looks so tired. Maybe he found somebody better. In church, I could feel eyes burning into my back. Nobody asked what he did. They wondered what I did. One even hugged me fake and said, praying for you, sweetheart. Just try to treat your next man better. If I hadn't been pregnant, I swear. Anyway, one night I stopped in front of the cracked mirror in my room, looked at myself real hard, hair looking wild, eyes swollen, back bent, like life been riding me for months. I put my hand on my belly, on the baby who didn't ask for none of this. I don't know how, I whispered, but I may protect you, all of y'all, even if it killed me. Right there in that moment, the soft girl I used to be. She died. Something else took her place. Something harder, something stronger, something ready to fight. I dragged out that old sewing machine my mama left me. It squeaked, rattled it, complained, but it worked. I started small, hemming pants, fixing broken zippers, putting patches on elbows. At first, neighbors came because they felt sorry for me. But then they came because I did good work. Some nights I worked until my fingertips bled, wrapped them up in cloth, and kept going. My babies never saw the bandages. I hid them like I hid every other hurt I carried. One night, after a long day, I sat at the table and opened that cursed birthday card one last time. I took a pen, crossed out my love, and wrote real small above it, my lesson. Then I folded it and slid it into the drawer under my sewing machine, not as a memory of him, but as a reminder of who the hell I was not going to be ever again. Just when I started thinking, maybe I could survive. Life tested me again. The sewing machine broke, the needle snapped, the gears jammed. The motor died with this sad little groan. I stared at it, and my heart dropped into my stomach. Without that machine, no income, no food, no options. I wanted to scream. Instead, I let out this hysterical little laugh, the kind you only hear from somebody standing on the edge. Of course you would, I whispered. Of course you'd die on me too. Then the phone rang. I damn near didn't answer. Hello, a soft, shaky voice said. Loretta, it's Monique. My stomach dropped. He left us too, she said. No money, no explanation. The boutique 3 months behind on rent. I I don't know what to do. I'm so ashamed to even call you. I sat down. My knees couldn't hold both our heartbreaks. He quit his job too, I said. You not the only one he abandoned. Silence. Just her breathing. I don't deserve your help, she whispered. I thought you should know. If I disappear, at least somebody'll know why. And I swear I still don't know why I said it, but I did. Bring destiny, I said. Come to Macon. We'll figure it out. To this day, I don't know if that was mercy or madness. Maybe both. 2 weeks later, there she was, standing on my doorstep, looking like heartbreak in human form, suitcase barely holding together, eyes red, Lil Destiny, clutching her stuffed toy like it was life support. We just stood there, the woman he lied to and the woman he lied about. We didn't hug, not yet, but I didn't shut the door either. Instead, I pointed at the broken sewing machine.